Apologies for that. There's some technical errors there. Hello and welcome to PAXTON Road TV. This is your PAXTON Road TV preview show for the game Tottenham Hotspur. First game of the season, Tottenham Hotspur versus Southampton. I am Sam Spurs for life, and I'm joined in the house by Deji Spurs and Sean Hurl, PAXTON Road TV maestros. How are we doing, gentlemen? My stream might be a bit laggy. I apologize for that if it is, but we'll crack on anyway. I'm sure you guys can hear me. If it falls, and we've got experienced people to take over. Anyway, good afternoon, good evening. How are we, gentlemen? You good?
Mate, I'm absolutely fantastic. And Sam, I was just wanting you to say that actually I've got a full name now. Actually, it's kind of been elevated since last season. So it's Deji Spurs, aka the Arsenal Slayer, because that's what I'm going to be doing this year. This season, Arsenal getting slayed, and I'm schooling them because their team is absolute garbage. So for me, I'm absolutely fantastic because I'm loving our gaffer, Conte, Don Antonio is just saying all the right things. He's brought in all the right players, and I really can't wait for the league season to start on Saturday, mate.
Exactly that. And it's not even an Arsenal game, and already the Slayer is out. This is what I'm saying. We're serious this season, people. So if you're serious as well, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Yes, it's going to be a fun season, and it's going to be a lot to do. Sean, welcome. How are you feeling after the press conference today?
We are back, baby. Yes. Echo to the 100th, exactly everything Deji's just said. I'm just full of it now, listening to Antonio this afternoon. Calm, assured, but determined. That's what we're going to be this season. Looking forward to this season. We've got some great buys. We've seen little bits of it pre-season, but 3 o'clock tomorrow in the stadium. Can't wait. Well, not tomorrow. I'm ahead of myself. Oh, God.
That's what I'm like as well. I'll be like that as well.
I'm like the kid on Christmas Eve, man. You know, can't wait.
You know what I mean? It is. First game of the season is always like that. Well, let's take a look at all the games over this weekend. I'll just try and share the screen. Again, apologies if my stream's a little bit laggy. It will get sorted for the next time. Anyway, this weekend, the opening fixture, Friday night, tomorrow kicks off with Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, 8 o'clock kickoff. On Saturday, we have Fulham versus Liverpool, Bournemouth versus Aston Villa, Leeds versus Wolves, Newcastle versus Forest, all at 3 o'clock. And then, obviously, Spurs, Southampton at 3 o'clock. And kicking off at 5:30, Everton, Chelsea on the Saturday. Into the Sunday's game, Leicester versus Brentford, Manchester United versus Brighton. And it all ends with West Ham versus City. Some good games to come, gentlemen. I'm not really interested in much other than us and probably that game tomorrow. What do you think about tomorrow's game, kicking it off, Crystal Palace Arsenal?
Yeah, for me, I've actually been quite generous in terms of my prediction for that game for the other side of London for the Gooners. I've actually put Crystal Palace 1-0. The thing for me is that I can't believe how Arsenal fans are getting so excited. They've scored 10 goals, conceded nothing against the Villa and Chelsea. They're getting all hype over Jesus. The thing is, no one gives a damn about bloody pre-season. What people care about is what's about to happen this side. And I actually think what we're going to see from Arsenal is another dose of the Stranger Things, because they seem to do things in the upside down. Do you know what I mean? Upside down. They'll win their pre-season games, and then they'll probably lose their first 3 games this season. Do you know what I mean? Typical Arsenal. So I don't see them getting any points. I'm being generous, and I've gone with a 1-1 draw for Crystal Palace Arsenal tomorrow.
Sure, do you want to touch on that? I don't really want to touch on them, Arsenal. I just hope they lose. But if you want to say anything about the Crystal Palace Arsenal game, feel free.
Suffice to say, I'm on a train heading south when this game is on, and I don't give a monkey's ass about what's going on, other than seeing whether, follow it maybe on live score on my phone just to see if Arsenal pick up any red cards or Arteta's blubbering by full time. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. Most important game is ours at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
100%, 100%. And talking about our game then, Deji, what are you looking forward to for the game against Southampton? Opening game, obviously we're home fixture for us. You know, our fixture, we lost the last game to them at home, and they took 4 points off us last season. So they got a draw on 8 and obviously won 2-3 at our ground in February. So what are you looking forward to this game?
Bro, I'm looking forward to Spurs just putting that last fixture right, to be honest. And, you know, Sean said something earlier. You know, when you listen to Conte, I think for me as a Spurs fan, I've been too used to the managers who are not bold. You know, we'll take every game as it comes, all of that fluffy stuff. We're not sure if we're going to get top 4. You know, Don Antonio said today, quite frankly, mate, we're going for broke. We are going. He's already pretty much said top 4 is not the issue. Yeah, it's whether we can go further. So for me, I want us to give Southampton a royal spanking. And I'm expecting us to win 3-0. That's my prediction. It's not financial advice, but definitely stick a cheeky 50 quid on the Arsenal Palace 1-0 draw and Spurs to win 3-0. It's nice, tasty returns. But the only thing that is a bit underwhelming and kind of not made me as excited is the fact that the possibility that Basuma might not be fit enough to play. I really wanted to see him just get in that midfield and just break some bones, especially because of that Aribo kid from Rangers could just do some stopping. But apart from that, I'm looking forward to seeing Perisic. He looked tasty against Roma. And I'm hoping that Jed Spence gets a couple of minutes. I'm just not convinced by Justin at the moment. And for those of you, this is your first time, I'm talking about Justin Timberlake at right back. I'm not happy with him. But yeah, and I want to see Richarlison. I want to see what he brings to the table. So look, I just want to see the
He's
big
suspended though for this game. So
no, Richie won't. But Longley could start, and let's see what he can do. He had a nice cameo as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see the boys bring on 3 points.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much to look forward to. Obviously, we've got so many debutants that could potentially make debuts tomorrow. I think, you know, he was a bit coy about Basuma because yesterday it was all the talk about, Basuma's going to be out. He's not. Then when he was asked the question directly today, he was going, oh no, we've got another training session tomorrow. We'll see how he is. He said definitely skips out, but everybody else, he wasn't going to say no. So maybe he's playing a bit of mind games early. I don't really care. Maybe he's played mind games during pre-season because we haven't seen who we might think is our best 11. Sean, what do you expect to see from them on Saturday, given the fact that Southampton, as I said before, took 4 points off us last season?
Well, we as Deji has already said, let's expunge February. Let's put that right. That was a terrible night of shame, really, to be fair. But what we're going to see is the first time is the 5 subs in action, and that gives me hope that we will see some new faces. We've got a chance to change half the team this season, during matches. So I'm hoping that we will get a chance to see that. Basuma, I saw him at Ibrox, and man, the guy he just doesn't waste the ball. You know what I mean? And he's really difficult to get the ball off of him. I'm looking forward to him. I tell you what, if I was ordering a shirt, it would be Basuma with whatever number. I'm assuming he's going to take number 8.
He's taking it number 8, but he's being very nice. Winks is still here, so he can't actually take the shirt off him. Although players do. Some players will say, I want that shirt kind of now. But I think, they're going to probably hold. I don't even know what number, 38 he might be playing at this moment in time. I'm not quite sure.
Don't know. Anyway, people were nitpicking him on his performance at Ibrox. He came on at half-time, and I just thought he was just a registrar. It was just like, I don't know, kind of Modric-like, and just pushing the ball about, poking the ball forward if he could, but retaining possession. And, that's 9/10 of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's a bit of a Rolls-Royce player on the ball in terms of, some of the stuff he does. He gets away from players very easily. So press resistant, as you said, Sean, doesn't give the ball away. For me, he's the closest thing we've had to Moussa Dembele that I've seen, apart from when Tanga was at his kind of pomp with us, but we saw that pomp popped out very quickly. So I'm hoping that this guy Basuma will take us to that level in terms of that midfield general that we've been really crying for. I know we had Højbjerg and Bentancur last year that was solid, But after that, we didn't really have much. Skip was injured from about January time. Winks, we all know about Winks. Tanga, Lo Celso, nowhere to be seen anyway in terms of being on loan. So I think, also mentioned about Papa Sarr. He's another player that's come back in from loan. So again, we might see him tomorrow as well, Deji. You never know.
Yeah, I would love to. I know that I saw little bits of his cameo in South Korea. Look, there was a lot of buzz around him when we bought him, at the beginning of last season. I think he could potentially be an awesome talent, and it would be nice to see him stay, actually. There's talk of him potentially going on loan. But actually, what you want to do is keep the young ones and give them an opportunity to learn in the Carabao Cup, those sorts of competitions where they can get a bit of game time, because there's no league like the Premier League. And if you really want them to get experience, you really want them to be here getting their experience. So I'm hoping to see a bit more of Sarr as well. So, yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, that award he got for a young African player is, that to me speaks volumes. That's a talented nation, a talented continent. And he's
got talent. He's got talent. He really has. I'm hoping, like you said, they give him an opportunity to play, because I think we got that little bit of, I say, lack. Obviously, when you've got a couple of injuries in our midfield, we play with the two. You don't want to be just reliant on 2 or 3 players. You want to have those 4. So again, at the moment, if you think about it, we've got Bentancur, Højbjerg, Skip, and Basuma. Those 4. Any combination of those 4 could play together, and I wouldn't be too fussed about any of those combinations, provided it gets the balance and gives us what we need. Papa Sarr might come in and do something a little bit different, maybe not quite at that physicality level, but again, I think we're going to need a little bit of depth this season, as has been shown. Let's look at some of the results of the past from the games against Southampton. So our last 5 matches against Southampton, as I said, going back to that game in February where we lost 2-3. But apart from that, we drew with them 1-1. We won against them in April 2021, 2-1. 1-5-2 against them 20th of September 2020. I lost back in January 2020. That was at their place. But our record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, White Hart Lane, 4 wins, and obviously that loss that was in February. But before that, Tottenham winning 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, and 5-2 December 2017. So we've got a pretty decent record, and that's what I went into the last game against them thinking, yeah, it's going to be a rollover. It's a really good record. Conte seemed to suggest the only thing that he wants changing about the game against Southampton from last time is the result. Are you expecting us to score goals? I know you've already given your score, but we're going to save the predictions, Deji. But are you expecting us to be going out to score goals tomorrow?
Yeah, because Southampton play exactly how we want them to play. So one of the things you're going to get with Southampton is they're going to go for it. So they're going to play. But also they play an extremely crazy high line. It's almost like Hasselhofer. He's almost like a Bielsa. He doesn't want to change his ways. And, Carl Walker-Peters should not be stopping him and Son any day of the week. I don't even care if Son had a flu. He ain't stopping him, you know what I mean? So, and then on the other side, I don't even know who the person is on the other side. There's no point. My only thing is with Spurs, let's not give away any cheap free kicks in and around the box. Cheap free kicks in and around the box with Ward-Prowse is like a penalty these days. So let's not do that. But yeah, I see it as a goal fest. What I don't want is for us to be conceding silly goals. And I'm just slightly nervous that Southampton, with Armstrong, Che Adams, they might do it, and especially because they're full of energy. But I think what we know is Southampton's going to play a high line, and they're going to play right into our hands, to be honest with you. So it's definitely going to be a goal fest, but I hope it's going to be in favour for us.
Okay, Sean. The last game we played against Southampton was a bit of a goal fest, to be fair. 2-3. I think they scored pretty late on. We was winning 2-1 in that game, and then they got a couple of goals, 80th minute and 80-something minute as well. What are you expecting from the style of play? I don't know what style of play Southampton are going to come with this time, but they had a bit of a game plan against us last time, which seemed to work. We made mistakes at the back. They put pressure on us, and they were getting them crosses in from that wide area. And I think I remember saying it was Emerson at the back post, if I can remember, who was getting caught out quite a lot in terms of them crossing from. It was definitely Sessegnon's side. Whether Sessegnon was playing, I can't remember. But there was crosses coming in from our left, their right. and we couldn't deal with it. What's going to change tomorrow?
Well, the thing is that I think Southampton have been weakened over the summer because they're the kings of the loan, aren't they? They had that brochure on loan from Chelsea. He's gone back to Chelsea, as far as I know. I haven't really been following their incomings, to be fair, because I've been more concerned about, you know, the depthening, if that's a word, the deepening of our squad. Yeah, you know, it's so yeah. I mean, Ralph Mouth, you know, he was crowing, wasn't he? You know, he said, "We know what to do against Spurs. You know, they'll drop back, and we'll just take the ascendancy." Conte's not going to allow that.
Yeah,
Perisic won't allow that. Perisic has already taken a leadership role. He's talking to Spence. He's talking to Sessegnon, saying, "This is what you do." You know, I mean, we're not going to fall into that trap. And I just want us to score early. And we have a man. Our number 10 he has got fire in his eyes. He's got fire in his eyes. He's got records that are achievable this season. He's got, you know, he can certainly with England, but also with us, he can be hunting down records. Yeah. And do you know what? This season, a medal in Harry Kane's hand will be like kryptonite to the rest of the Premier League. He wants that. And Son and Kane, you know, of course we're going to score. Who's Son and Kane, man?
Guaranteed.
I'm doing the full works this season, staying high on everything. Until I see differently, I'm staying on these players because I know that they've had Conte even alluded to himself. He said they've had 7 months in their back, you know, and then they've had the pre-season. There's no excuses for them players not being prepared. I know that we've had 1 or 2 players come in a bit late, and there's probably likely to be 1 or 2 players coming late in terms of this window, but they need to get up to speed. But the majority of the players now who are in this squad know what Conte's about. They know what he wants. There ain't 100%. No slackers no more. So if you're slacking, if you're not good enough, you'll be found out. You can't fault anybody for effort. So I can't fault people like Ben Davies. I can't fault people like Matt Doherty, even though I've criticized both of them in terms of their ability. But in terms of what Conte wants, he's really singing both them players' praises a lot. So Deji, do you know what I mean? I know we've talked about Justin Timberlake, but who would you start at the right back if it was your choice, or right wing back, should I say?
To be honest, I think that's the weakest area in the whole team. To be honest, because I would start myself. In all honesty, I will start myself because I'm so underwhelmed by the. I don't trust Emerson. I don't trust Royale. I mean, Justin, and it's a little bit too soon for Jed Spence. So for me, I think, given the games that's been played so far, I think we're gonna have to go with Emerson Royale. I don't know. There was just something slightly off with Matt Doherty against the Roma. And for me, one thing you know about, I always get nervous when we come up against pace. And Doherty, you can always tell he's always uncomfortable when he's up against, you know, lightning quick players. And on the wing, Southampton's very quick. So I'd rather have Emerson Royale than Matt Doherty on the day. But I can see Doherty starting, and yeah, I'm not happy, to be honest with you. And Jedi's just not ready, according to Conte. So it's a bit of a shame. But I see Jedi coming in sooner than people expect. I can see
so.
He'll be the main starter by October.
I 100% agree, because the reason I'm saying, because he's more attack minded than probably all of those wing backs you mentioned. I know Doherty's quite attack minded, but he doesn't have the pace for me. You know what I mean? He's not going to just beat a man and accelerate away. What I've seen from Jed Spence in terms of some of the cameos that I've seen, and particularly against the Premier League opposition, he can get away from people. He likes to try dribble. He likes to jink. He likes to get past. And he can defend. His defending looks better than what Emerson's does at this moment in time. As I said, Emerson, for me, he shouldn't really be in that team. I'll be honest with you, unless we've got injury crisis, which we've had. That's the only reason why this guy's getting in the team. But anyway, let's talk about Cyan Kells. Sean, our head-to-head against Southampton. So it's a little bit grainy in this one. It'll be better next time. We played 46 times in the Premier League, 124. Dave won 14, 17 home wins, 7 away wins, 8 draws. Just looking at this, and Deji's already mentioned it, so we can have a little bit of a chat. These are my two ones to watch. As you said before, Sean, Harry Kane looks like he's on fire. I think he's on 183 Premier League goals. If fingers crossed, no injuries, he should be getting 200 plus this season in terms of Premier League goals, however many he gets in the season. I put a poll out there. I'm saying between 25 to 30 goals this season for Harry Kane if he stays fit. What are you thinking about James Ward-Prowse, though?
James Ward-Prowse is a great player, but he's a big fish in a small pond. And I didn't get the fact that people were saying that we should be buying him. I don't think he does enough to warrant being in an Antonio Conte team. I mean, it's not like we can bring him on like a kicker in American football just to take free kicks from the edge of the box. He has to do a lot more for me. Having said that, as Deji has already indicated, don't be giving free kicks on the edge of the box. Don't be giving free kicks anywhere near the edge of the box.
He is very good at each set pieces. I have to say that. He's very, very good.
And he's a good player. I'm not, he's a good player, but let's not give him any opportunities on Saturday, please. And as I've already said, Harry Kane is I think he's only a handful away of goals from catching Rooney on the Premier League all-time scorers. So, he's going to be moving up that chart. Who knows? But before he goes to the World Cup, he could be, in the 200s. Who knows? It's madness out there. He looks, honestly, he just give him the ball. I'm still astounded by that goal at Ibrox, that first goal. My God, thank God the net was there because the ball was coming straight at me to hit me on the head.
You know what? I totally agree with you, Sean. And one thing, I would almost go as far as to say this is probably Kane's best pre-season that I can remember. Normally he doesn't really get off the mark. And I actually fear for the rest of the league. And that's part of the reason why, I've made a couple of bold predictions in recent weeks about us winning the league or the Champions League. And I know a lot of Spurs fans don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Because we know that the big two, City and Liverpool, they've got two unknowns that need to gel and get time. And this is the opportunity for Spurs to just hit the ground running and really just set pace and allow the rest of the league to catch us up. And Conte wouldn't love anything better than to have everyone looking at our arses trying to catch us up. So I think Kane's probably going to get Golden Boot this season. He's just looking, God willing, he doesn't have any injuries. He's looking absolutely tasty. And I think, roll on the league. Come on.
People, I know there's a load of comments in here, but I'm having problems with this PC today. The comments are coming up not very fast on my end. I can't read them properly, but I'm going to put them up anyway. So hopefully you can see them. But what I really wanted to get to, this last part, this is the most important part, because I'm going to be keeping scores this season. So the majority of guests that come on here, we always do the same thing. And you know what it is. It is our favorite part of the show. Well, my favorite part anyway. This is where I get to see how ballsy you lot are when we talk about Spurs at the moment. It's the score predictions, guys. It's the score predictions. Deji, take us away. I know we've heard from you already in terms of what we think this score is going to be from you, but let's hear it from you live and direct.
Yeah, me. Yeah, obviously, it's going to be 3-0 Spurs. I think Conte has got Southampton's number. I would even go as far as to tell you the goal scorers as well. Kane gets a double and Son gets on the score sheet. So we hit the ground running. I think we've just got too much for Southampton. Remember, we can have up to 5 substitutes. I don't know what Southampton's bench looks like. It don't look anything like ours. But we walk away on Saturday evening with the 3 points. But I see 3-0 Spurs. I'll be very, very surprised if it's a lot tighter than that, in all honesty.
I'm writing this one down because I'm going to do some scoring this season. So what I'm going to say is if you get the correct scoreline, it's a 3-point job. If you get the correct result, it's a 1-point job. Obviously, 0 points for anything else. So Deji's getting 3-0. And I'm going to give the extra points for goal scorers. So give me your goal scorers then if you...
Yeah. So Kane on the double.
Woo, Kane times 2.
And Son. David Clark's actually gone. He's gone 1 for Kane and 2 for Cooley. So I'm going to take a note of that, David, just in case.
I think he's gone Kane 2 and Kulu 1.
Is it Kane 2?
The one is he thinks Southampton are going to score a goal. Yeah.
Okay.
I apologise. I apologise for not being able to put these comments up properly today. It's just a bit of lagging. I don't want to.
Love David. He's always in our comments. Good man.
David's always in the comments. Great. Sean, your time now. Prediction, please.
I think we are going to open with a bang. I think Conte's stinging from last weekend. I think we're going to win 4-1, and I'm going Kane to score 2, and Sonny and Kulu to pick up a single one as well.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. So that's you. I'm going 3-0 like Deji. Slightly different goal scorers. I think Kane's going to get. Well, I think all three. I think all three of our front players. I'm going to go with all three of our front players scoring. So again, I'm just trying to be wise here in terms of, you know what I mean, putting out, because if you get as a goal scorer, right, you get an extra point. So I'm trying to like.
Kulu hasn't scored at home. I didn't realise that. That's an interesting fact. Kulu hasn't scored for us at home. So yeah, it'd be good to. I want to be in the south stand when he does that, man.
I'll be in the west stand, people. Last week, the posh end. Yes, I'm in the posh part, the west stand.
Prawn sandwich Sam, yeah.
Prawn sandwich Sam, indeed. I'm not mixing with no south standers. Not me. I'm in the west stand. Anyway, 3-0. I'm saying Kane, Son, and Kulu. That is what I'm going with. So I think, you know what I mean? Let's not waste any time here. We've done what we needed to do. Let's give a quick shout out to those people watching, because I can see us. It's a bit laggy. Kevin Murray, Neptune the Mystic, thank you very much for joining us. David Clark, as always. Who else have you got in there? Spursy, Judge Jodi in the house as well. Thank you for joining us. Ed Wardson as well. Thank you as well. Mojo, as always, in the comment section. People, this is the most important information you're going to get. As you can see, the guy here to my right, he's going to be doing the review shows for away games this season. Deji, a.k.a. the Arsenal Slayer. They're going to be off the chain. He's going to bring on who he wants. He's going to do what he wants, but he's going to slay people. So, again, look out for the reaction show on Saturday, just after kickoff. Sorry, just after the final whistle, about 5:15 or so, or whenever Deji decides that he wants to slay. Hopefully, we're kicking off hard this year. We're kicking off hard, and that's how we mean to go on. So, gentlemen, quick. I said we've done the score predictions. Are you excited? Is it football's back? As I say, this is real football now. I know we've had friendlies. This is real football. Excited?
Am I excited? Do bears do their business in the woods? Come on. You can't be excited.
Yeah.
Don Antonio.
Yeah.
Facts. Deji?
Fabio's cooked.
Yeah, look, I'm excited, partly because I just want to put all these people who think they know football, I really want to put them in their place. And there's been a lot of people talking some hella crap on a lot of these channels about Spurs and where Spurs is going to finish. The truth of the matter is, for the first time in a long time, I genuinely believe Spurs are going to mount a challenge. And just the mere fact we're mounting the challenge for the Premier League is just music to my ears. I've been waiting all my life for this moment. So yeah, look, I'm extremely excited. It'd be nice to get one more player over the line just before the end of the transfer window. That could be a James Maddison, that could be a Zaniolo, or that even could be a Skriniar, just to give it seventh heaven. Do you know what I mean? Get us into seventh heaven. But, I'm happy with what we've done. I'm happy with our squad. And dare I say, we haven't talked about him a lot today in tonight's show, but I think the biggie, apart from Perisic, is Richarlison. I see Richarlison coming in and tearing things up. I've gone as far as to say I think Richarlison records better numbers than Jesus. That's right. In terms of goal contributions, goals scored, and assists, I reckon Richarlison gets better numbers than that bloody Jesus from over there. And as for Nkitty Catty, He will do well to get 6 goals this season. There you go. All right.
As you can see, people, this is a Southampton preview, but we're not taking no prisoners or hostages anyway. It's shots at them, mans. Shots at you lot. So when that North London derby comes, be prepared. The Arsenal Slayers in the house. Look out for him on Saturday after the game. Sean, Deji, massive thank you both. It's been a pleasure. We've got the show done in the half an hour. Fabulous timing. Well done. We look forward to the game now. We can just relax, watch them lot tomorrow. Hopefully, their ex-legend Invincible does them a favor, or kicks them in the nuts, really, and don't do them a favor. That's what I'm hoping. So, yeah, thank you very much. Look forward to the game. Make sure, again, you like, subscribe to this channel if you can, if you want to. If you please, it helps us out massively, and we'll bring you as much content as we can. That is it. Enough talking now. Time to go. Guys, we're out.
Thank you.